Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Cook Along. So this week we're going to make Mexican quesadillas with a rainbow rice. So first things first, we're going to have a wee look at what we have in our ingredients pack this week. So what you should have is some frozen veg, some rice, grated cheese, sour cream, we've got some salsa, flour tortillas. We have a spice mix, which is a taco seasoning and some garlic. Some chicken, cooked chicken. We're going to use chicken thigh and leg because there's a lot more flavour, and an onion. So first of all, what we're going to do is get our rice on to boil. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it over to the cooker here. Now, an easy way to get your rice done, and it works every time, is to use 2 parts rice to 4 parts water. So what we're going to do is, I have here just a mug, okay, and I have filled it with rice, okay, and you'll know your limit. So there you go, just up to the, not fully to the top, just halfway up there, okay. So what I'm going to do is put 2 of these into a large pot of water with 4 cups of water. So in a large pot, okay, so 1 cup of rice, okay, and 2. So try and get the same amount that you put in the first cup, okay. It just means that everything will cook down perfectly, and you can't really go wrong with this. So, and 2, okay, and then I'm going to put 4 cups of boiling water, okay, and using the same cup. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so here we go. And we're just going to get this on to boil. Okay, so turn up our heat. So just on to the boil and a nice high heat, and that's it really. So that's our rice on. So what we'll do is go ahead and get on with our quesadillas. So I'm just going to bring you back to the table. Okay, so let's get on with this. So as you can see, we're using cooked chicken thighs and leg, okay, and it's just a lot more flavour. So what we're going to do is shred up our chicken and our thigh, okay. So just remove the skin, okay, and it's perfectly fine if you want to leave the skin in with this recipe. I just think it is a lot better and a bit more healthier to remove the skin, okay. But like I say, there's a lot more flavour in a thigh and a leg than there is in a breast, and I just feel that it works a lot better, okay. So we're just going to remove the chicken from our thighs and our legs, and then we're just going to shred it up. So I'm just using a sharp knife, but again you can just peel this off. So you're just cutting all the chicken away from the bone, okay. Same as the leg meat. I'm just going to peel it off here, okay, and we'll shred it as we go. And just being careful that you're not getting any bones in with your meat, okay. And then we're just going to shred it. Just simply tear it into nice pieces. Okay, go. And just do the same for each one. And we're just going to remove all the chicken, all the meat from the bone, and just shred it into nice pieces. So all the chicken then has been removed from the bone, and we've just shredded it up, okay. I'm just taking a knife and just running over. I've just ripped it as I've took it off, okay. So you'd be actually very surprised at the amount of meat you will get, okay. So That's our chicken, okay? We're just going to put it to the side for a minute or two. Now, in your pack as well, you're going to have 2 onions. One we're going to dice, which is we're going to use with our rice, and the other one we're going to slice, which are going to go in with our quesadillas, okay? So take your first half, and I just put it sort of this way round, and we're just going to thinly slice it. Okay, so nice and thinly sliced. So that's our chicken, and our onion is nice and thinly sliced as well. Okay, so in the meantime our rice is boiling away, and you know, just to give it a wee check and a wee stir now and again, make sure it's not sticking, and it's going to take around 12 minutes. Okay, so we're going to move on then to our next part of our recipe. So while our rice is cooking, we're just going to go over to the cooker and we're going to get this quesadilla started then, okay? So we'll bring this over, and you're going to have a nice pan on the heat. So we've got our pan on here, and we're just going to add a wee splash of oil. Okay, so a tiny wee splash of oil. Okay, just like that in the middle. So our pan's nice and hot, and what we're going to do then is add our onions to our pan, and we're going to just cook them down and soften them for a minute or two. Going to soften our onions. I'm just getting the rice a wee stir. Make sure it's not sticking. It's doing lovely. Okay, so our onions, just in a tiny bit of oil. Okay, just let them cook down for a minute or two. Sizzling away. We're really just softening them, just to take the rawness off them, okay? It's nice to leave them with a wee bit of crunch. It just adds to the texture of the quesadilla. So, that's alright. So next we're going to add our chicken, which is nicely shredded. Okay, straight into our pan. I'm just giving it a wee stir. So in here we've got our onions and our shredded chicken. Now this is really only going to take a few minutes because we're really just heating this through. Remember, our chicken's already cooked. This can also be made with minced beef, which is a really nice ingredient, and it's quite filling and tasty. So you sort of just do the same thing, but brown your mince off, and add your onions, then add your mince, and brown your mince off well, okay, and make sure it's well cooked down. Next, what we're going to do is add our taco seasoning. Okay. So in your recipe packs, you'll have your taco seasoning, okay? And I would just maybe use half. So take a wee teaspoon and just sprinkle it over your chicken, okay? So use half of what you have in your tub for your chicken. Okay, so in with your seasoning. Okay. And depending how spicy you like it as well. The seasoning actually isn't overly spicy, it's quite mild, so it shouldn't be hot. Into your seasoning and just coat your chicken now. going to do is add a splash of water, okay? And it's just to blend our spices with our chicken and our onion. And just give that a good stir through. Okay? And like I say, if you want it a bit more spicy, you can always add some chili flakes maybe, or some more seasoning. But if it's saying it's for the kids as well, a little bit, a wee sprinkle of seasoning is good enough there, okay? So really we're just heating that through. Go onto your rice, make sure, give it a nice stir. All your water should be near enough absorbed in your rice. Okay, so your chicken and your onion and your seasoning mix on a very, very low heat. And we're just really keeping this warm for now, okay? And like I said, so 12 minutes for your rice. And your water should be nearly absorbed by now. And what we're going to do is completely cool our rice. So we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to put it into a colander and rinse it really, really well with cold water, removing all the starch. Okay. So with my 4 cups of rice, and 2 cups of rice and 4 cups of water, my rice is fully cooked, water is all absorbed, and it's nice and fluffy. Okay, so you shouldn't have any bother with anything sticking or your rice not cooking, okay? So I'm just going to give the rice a good rinse under cold water, and then we're going to get on with making our lovely rainbow rice. Okay, so our chicken and our onions are being nicely spiced and heated through. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this from the pan. I'm just going to put it onto a nice big plate. Okay. Now, put our pan back on the heat, okay? So this is our onion and our chicken. Right. Then we're going to add to the pan another wee small splash of oil, okay? Okay, so at this stage we're going to add our other half of onion, okay, which we have diced, and that's going straight into the pan, okay? So we're just going to cook our onion down. And then we're going to add our vegetables straight into our pan. And we're just going to cook these down for a few minutes. Our veg are frozen. So what we can do is just get them sweated down, okay? And what we're going to do then is add a splash of water, which is going to help the veg to steam and soften, and just cover with a lid and leave them for about 3 minutes. Splash of water. And just cover with a lid and cook those down for about 3 minutes or so. So our veg has been cooking down for about a minute or so, and what I'm going to do here is add our chicken stock. So it's just a stock cube, and just crumble it over your veg. Okay, and just mix it through. Just adds an extra depth of flavour. Just going to help flavour our lovely rainbow rice. So our chicken cubes in there, our bit of water, wee splash of water. It's about a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, cover and cook them down then for about another 2 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to go back to our quesadillas, and we're going to make our lovely spiced sour cream. Okay, so in your pack as well, you'll have a carton of sour cream here, okay? So we're just going to make our spiced sour cream, which we're going to use in our quesadillas. So I would take about a half a tub of your sour cream, okay, and just add it to a bowl. Okay, so half a tub. Like so, and then we're going to take the rest of our spice mix. Remember, we used half with our chicken, and the rest is going to go in with your sour cream, okay? So we'll tip that in. And this is going to give us a lovely, spicy, creamy texture that we're going to add to our quesadillas, okay? So good mix, making sure your spice mix is well incorporated. Okay, so good mix, and then there we have our spicy sour cream, okay? Now we'll go back to our rice, which should be, our veg should be nice and softened by now. So we're going to go back and finish our rainbow rice. So rice has been simmering down now for about 3 or 4 minutes, which will be, or sorry, veg, which is plenty of time to get them a soften. Okay, then we're going to take our straight cooked rice, okay, and we're going to add it to our pan. And just mix through your veg and your lovely chicken stock. And then at this stage, if you want to, just a wee bit of salt and pepper. Okay, just keep your heat nice and low and mix everything through. So we'll have in there our lovely cooked veg, our cooked rice, which has been cooled, and our onion and our lovely chicken stock, which will just give this rice a lovely flavour. Again, if you want to have it spicy, you can go ahead and add, hold back some of your mix that you used for your chicken, and it would be delicious added in with your rice. So here we have our gorgeous rainbow rice. Okay. If you're going to serve this now with your quesadilla, what you can do is just keep that on a low light until you're ready to serve up, or alternatively you can put it into a bowl, let it cool completely, cover it with cling film, and it will keep in your fridge for up to 3 days and can be easily lifted and heated in the microwave, and it's great for just a wee snack. Okay, so that's our lovely rainbow vegetable rice. Okay, so we're going to move on to our tortillas once again. So we're going to build our tortillas. So we've got our chicken mixture with our lovely spices and our onion, and we're going to build our quesadillas. Okay, so last step then is to build our quesadillas. So what we're going to do is start with a layer of your spiced sour cream. Okay, we're just going to put it into the middle, and just with the back of the spoon spread it out into a nice circle, leaving plenty room at the edges. Okay, so let's spread our nice spicy sour cream. Okay, and just leaving a nice circle there at the edge. Okay, then we're going to add our chicken and our onion mix. Okay, so it's just spreading around the bottom of your tortilla, just into a nice circle. Okay, so we've got our spiced sour cream and we've got our chicken. So next what we're going to do is add our salsa, a sprinkle of cheese, a small sprinkle of cheese just before we add our salsa. So a nice layer of our tomato salsa. Okay. Again, just spreading it around, making sure it's equal layers. And then lastly, we're going to top with some more grated cheese. Okay. if you want to, this is a secret ingredient of ours, a lovely family favourite we love to do, is to add some chili Doritos, which gives them a fantastic crunch. So you just want to get some Doritos. We like them spicy, but as well you could always use the cheese Doritos, works just as nice. Okay, so there we have our layers. Then what we're going to do is place another tortilla on top, or which I also find is easy, if you take a saucer. Okay, it just makes it easier to fold, and place it in the middle of your second tortilla and just cut around. Okay, and just leave a wee edge. Okay, so we're going to cut around this piece. Okay, now we have a nice circle, and if you set this piece on top of our filling, and then you're going to take each corner and fold it in. Okay, so you're going to bring them in just with a wee fold. Okay, just folding in your corners. Fiddly job, but well worth it. So once you get that done, it's nice and easy to do, is set your sauce over it, and then you can go ahead and do your next one. So same again, we're going to put a layer of our spiced sour cream, and it's just slightly spiced, but again it's up to you how spicy you want to take it. Then a layer of our chicken and our onion mix. And you don't want to overfill them because it will spill out quite a bit. Our salsa. Just a nice layer. Salsa. And finish with some grated cheese. Okay, and again I've just cut out a smaller circle from the big wrap and add it to the centre, and then you're going to fold in your edges. You're just putting the edges in. Okay, and what we're going to do then is toast them. So we're just going to heat up our pan again with a tiny splash of oil, and we're going to toast our quesadillas. So pan's on a low heat, a tiny splash of oil, and then we are going to go in with our quesadilla. We're going to cook it on the same side down. Okay, and it's just for a few minutes on each side. It'll be quite fiddly, but once you get it into the pan, oh, I just need to give my layers, give my corners a wee quick tighten. These are falling loose on me. So we're just going to put this flip side down, same side down, into the pan, and we're just going to toast it for a couple of seconds on each side. Really what you're just looking to do is just to seal our edges and melt the lovely cheese inside. So a couple of minutes just on each side. So a couple of minutes then just on each side, and we just want to get it nice and toasty and make sure that our cheese is melted in the middle. Okay, so we'll just give this a wee flip. And our edges should be nice and sealed. Okay. And that's probably long enough. And then straight off and onto a plate. Okay. So that is our quesadilla that has been lovely and crisped up on our pan. And we're just going to cut in. And you hear the fabulous crunch if you do add your Doritos. Your cheese should be lovely and melted inside. And you can see it oozing and it's just delicious. So plate up. Okay, so we're just going to plate up our quesadilla with a nice spoonful of our rainbow rice. Okay, another wee trick is to crunch over some of your spicy Doritos, just give it a wee bit more texture, and a little bit of our spicy sour cream dip at the side. And there we have it. So we have our lovely chicken and cheese quesadillas with rainbow rice and spicy sour cream. Hope you all have a go and enjoy this week, and we'll see you all next week for Halloween week, and we've got some brilliant treat ideas for the whole family. So enjoy, and I'll see you then.